Have you ever noticed just when you feel like your relationship is going well and you realize that there's something off in this relationship? You feel like your partner is keeping secrets and he's become cold towards you. No matter how you try or how you do it, it just becomes distant and cold. So welcome to my channel, you beautiful people out there. For those that don't know me, my name is Nelly. So how do you know that your relationship is under spiritual attack? And how do these attacks manifest in the physical world? So if you feel that your relationship, there's something off all of a sudden and you don't know what's going on, this video is for you. So one thing you will notice is this unexplained negative emotions. This is when your relationship is under spiritual attack. You will notice suddenly you just become emotional about everything. You're getting these persistent emotions that you don't know where they're coming from. These emotions can create that toxic environment in your relationship, eroding the foundation of love and trust. And you won't even see it. You won't even see it coming. And you might start feeling that unexplainable anger because you feel like your partner is lying to you, up to the point that you end up sabotaging your relationship. You haven't even asked him, what is the problem? You've come to a conclusion that just because he's being distant towards you, he's probably seeing someone else. And a lot of us do that when it comes to relationship. We come to a conclusion that just because this person is distant towards you, something is off. The first thing that comes into your mind is he might be seeing someone else. And you don't even think about that maybe he's having issues that he needs to deal with that he cannot even discuss them with you. If these thoughts become persistent, your relationship may be under spiritual attack. And these thoughts may lead to anxiety and mistrust. And they will further damage this bond that you have with your partner. Just because you fail to communicate and get to find out what is the problem. Because you're the one that noticed that he's being distanced towards you. And maybe in his side, he thinks everything is okay. And when you ask them, is everything okay? They'll tell you it's nothing. Why? Because you're both lacking communication. This is when your spirit will speak to you. In most cases, our spirit always speaks to us. Whenever there's danger ahead, something in your spirit will let you know. That is why our spirit will always tell you not to trust someone. Even if you don't know them, you suddenly feel like, I don't feel like I can trust this person. You've never met this person, but your spirit is warning you not to trust that person or even something. It's because there is real danger lurking in the air that you may not even know about at that moment. Women are very discerning when it comes to this. Sometimes you may get it right and sometimes you may not get it right. That is why women can easily tell when there's another woman interested in their partner. So I highly recommend that you learn to pay extra attention to your spirit, because your spirit won't lie to you. When your relationship is under spiritual attack, you'll notice that your communication between you and your partner suddenly it's just broken. There's just no communication. You're not communicating about even the smallest things. This is another sign to notice that your relationship is under attack. No matter what you do, you're just not understanding one another. There's just something wrong in this relationship that you cannot put your finger into it, that what is happening. Every little thing just turns out to a big argument, even the smallest thing. You'll notice that the conversations become exhausting because nothing seems to be resolved. And you both end up giving up in this issue because it doesn't get resolved. Instead, it just opens another can of worms. When things like this happen, your relationship is under spiritual attack. It's just that you both don't see it. And this is when your misunderstandings, they seem to increase. And this can be a red flag in a relationship when you leave things unaddressed, because they will cause tension. You may suggest therapy, but your partner won't be up to it because he doesn't see what's controlling him. He thinks everything is okay. And once you see that your relationship is under spiritual attack, it's because there's this constant cloud of tension in your relationship. No matter what you do to make the situation better, it will still remain unsolved the way it should. So don't assume this is just normal. Seek help and pray over it as well so that you can get a spiritual insight. What is the problem here? But the problem is we're always blaming one another instead of getting to the source of the problem and deal with the problem at hand. Because if things were normal and things were okay, and suddenly all these things are happening, your relationship may be under spiritual attack. So you need to deal with this problem in the spiritual realm, not in the physical world. Every relationship has got its moment. It's how you solve your issues whenever they come in order for you to have that healthy relationship. When your relationship is tense, seek help before you end up saying things that you're going to regret later just because you're stressed. And when you're stressed, sometimes this person can end up being abusive. Especially when your partner has never laid a hand on you, then something is not right. This is when you will know that there's something spiritual attacking this relationship, or maybe even attacking him, or maybe attacking you. And if this kind of situations becomes frequent in your relationship, then you should know that this person might be spiritually possessed, which makes him attack you without even him realizing he's doing it. Abuse is very common in relationships that are under spiritual attack. Sometimes you won't even see it. You won't even think of praying over it. This is when you're spiritually disconnected from your faith and you don't see prayer as an option. Instead, you go and look for other sources rather than praying. When you both lack spiritual intimacy in your faith, this is an open door for the devil to come and attack your relationship. When you're spiritually lukewarm, this dryness may attack you when you're trying to pray together or engage in those spiritual activities that once brought you closer. Sometimes when you even try and pray, you find yourself dozing off because the devil doesn't want you to be praying over this or finding out what is the problem. And the next thing that you will notice that your relationship is under spiritual attack is when you start experiencing a series of misfortunes. These signs can even attack your finances or even your health. This is a sign that there's a spiritual attack in your relationship. When there's a spiritual attack in your finances, there's always tension in the home. You're always worried and you've got this anxiety. How are you going to pay your bills? How are your children going to go to school? And every little thing you start snapping, even when a person is trying to talk to you. Sometimes it could be health. And once it attacks your health, obviously your finances are going to be attacked as well because it goes hand in hand. You need to get medication and you need to draw out from your finances in order to pay for that whatever medication. So eventually it does affect your relationship. And these events may seem random, but they're spiritually influenced, aiming to create that stress in your relationship. Because once it attacks your health, it's a major downfall in your relationship. And this may seem random, but it's a major attack in your relationship. That is why you should avoid being lukewarm. When such things happen, this is when you start going for prayers. But there's always a solution when you're spiritually attacked. And one of the solutions is prayer and fasting. That is why I'm saying don't just leave it like that. Go for prayer or even go for fasting. Because when it comes to prayer and fasting, it strengthens you spiritually. It's a kind of defense that helps you spiritually. So if you do your prayer and fasting regularly, it will help your relationship. And the next thing that you need to do is have an open communication so that you can get to know where is this coming from. Talk openly with your partner with regards to your feelings and expectations. Don't just leave everything hanging. Be transparent as well with your communication so that you both know what you're expecting from one another. This helps you address certain issues. If that doesn't help, then go and get someone, maybe from your church, a spiritual advisor, who can advise both of you in this relationship or how you can tangle this attack that's happening in your relationship. Because attacks will always be there. So in conclusion, you need to notice the signs so that you can know that your relationship is under spiritual attack and do something about it. So if you found this video helpful, please don't forget to like and subscribe and see you in the next video.